Hello viewers, welcome to yet another edition of the Youth Dialogue. I am your host, Jenna Bosonko. This program is exclusively brought to you by QTV. We must apologize because last week we could not make it to the studio due to reasons beyond our control, because we would want to be here every week as we bring you young people doing extremely well across the country. Today with me I have Lamin BCC, who is the chairperson for KMC. I know we've been trying to have programs few times but was not successful. So today is the day that we are supposed to have a program, and it's very important that you're here because I'm aware that the National Youth Council has filed a petition against the government for certain things that you guys feel that you deserve and are not having. But normally when I talk to people, they tell me, Jenna, but the Youth Dialogue is a safe space for young people as well as a mentorship program for young people. So I make sure when I bring an individual here, in whatever that you're doing, you make sure you tell them, this is how I got here, this is what I did to become the chairperson. Before we actually get into the discussion proper, which is the petition, you have to inspire these young people first before we get into the controversy aspect of the discussion. Yeah. I don't know how a person becomes a chairperson because I'm not really au fait with some of these National Youth Council positions, and the list goes on. I know sometimes young people who are watching might wonder, they might want to know, some of them might want to be the next chairperson of KMC, who knows?
Why not?
So talk to them about that.
Okay, thank you very much, Jainaba, and I think it's, I'm happy to be here, and I think it's a very good show. Yeah. I think this is the second time I'm on the Youth Dialogue. Yeah. The first one was when I'm from Yali.
Yeah, but not in my studios.
Yeah, so, but in fact, I prefer that one better than this one.
The outdoor.
Yeah, sure. So again, KMYC chairperson and how you can become a chairperson at KMYC. Well, first I will start with the mandate of KMYC, who or what actually is KMYC. Yeah. If you look at the National Youth Council, you know, it was an act of parliament in 2000, and then in the act it mentions that, you know, the council should be decentralized across the country, which means every region should have a committee. Yeah. And what this committee would do is to be the interface between young people and of course the government. And there's a committee of about, in KM for example, you know, we have constituencies. So each constituency identifies a chairperson. So this chairperson sits at regional level. Okay. Like, you know, you elect the chairperson, the vice, the public relation officer, and of course the treasurer. Okay. And plus the 5 constituency chairperson, that makes it 9. And then 1 youth councillor, and of course the female rep and 2 nominated members. Okay. So basically the KMYC mandate is 2 years. That you know, you cannot go beyond 2 years. Okay, and that is the chairperson. Yeah, being a chairperson. You can also renew your term only for once. Okay. So any young person within the age bracket from 18, no, do I say 15? Sorry, to 35. You know, you're eligible. So long as you're either coming from the constituencies or you're coming from a recognized group or an organization within the municipality. Okay. That is, if you are registered with the Kanofi Municipal Youth Committee. Okay. So again, what we do is we coordinate and we monitor youth affairs within the region, and also advise government through the Ministry of Youth and Sport on policy matters. Likewise, also advise council, that is the area council, on youth issues, and also facilitate programs and projects for young people. Okay. So any young person out there, feel free, you can be a chairperson. But then is this your first time being a chairperson? Yeah, this is my first time. Are you planning to go for a second term? Well, I'm not sure, but I think I'm not really planning to. You're not planning to? For a second time, because we have enough young people that can drive the agendas of young people. I'm so proud that you said that, because I know this issue of in Africa how power hungry people are. If they go, if something is for 2 years, if they go for 2 years and they taste it, they just want to go again. And it's necessary sometimes to have different leadership, although sometimes it's necessary to maintain a specific leadership if the individual is doing well. So why not go for a second time? I mean, if you're doing well, what have you achieved so far? No, I mean, you have a priority when you come into power. Yeah. And then if you have achieved that priority, even 60 or 70% of those priorities, why do you need to come back again? Give chance to others to also at least add on to the 30% and move on. So what we have done so far, because we have, since we started, we had a priority of at least creating employment opportunity for at least 350 young people.
350 young people.
Yeah, but as we speak, we've already created about 250 employment opportunities for young people.
Okay.
The first one was with the ILO, that is the labor project on the road rehabilitation project with ILO.
And we were just talking about that before we came on air. That is the Dunu project issue.
Sure.
We were just talking about that, and you didn't tell me that you know about them, or you helped when it comes to that.
Yeah, as a committee, what we do is we facilitate. So the other thing that also is part of our priority is also to at least increase the capacity of young people on TVET, about 500 of them. So also vocational training. So as we speak, also we've gone beyond 300, and we also facilitate during this process of identifying young people to go and study on this vocational training. Okay,
so trainings. I know the National Youth Council helps young people to do a lot of trainings.
Yes.
The last time when Lamin Dabo came here and chairman, I told them trainings, but I mean the actual employment. Are we talking about actual employment, or we're just talking about training?
No, if you look at the government structure, the National Youth Council is not mandated to create employment. What we do is we facilitate the opportunities available, and the Ministry of Trade and Employment are solely responsible for creating employment for young people. In fact, the entire population. But what we do as a council is, if we have a particular region and we have about this percentage that are not employed, we put up policies or resolutions and we pass it through the Minister of Youth and Sport. Look, in this particular region, this is the issue that we face. Can you contact your line ministries and then try to address this issue? So that is what we do at the level of the council.
So don't say that you guys are creating employment, because you're not.
No, opportunities.
Yes, let's make that clear. Let's set
but there are opportunities anyway. But there are opportunities.
It's also opportunities, but not actual employment.
That's
anyway, thank you for making this clear. It is necessary. And stop saying employment. Anyway, let's go to the discussion proper, which is the issue of the petition that you guys filed against the government in relation to issues that you feel that the National Youth Council should have, that the National Youth Council does not have. We were just having a conversation, and it was about the issue of mobility, your space that you own, for instance, that you're not paying rent, and also the inclusion of young people in international conferences or delegations that are going outside of the country. So before we talk about the importance of having these three things, did you try to engage the government in a form of a dialogue first? How did they start? Because sometimes, before you file in a petition, you must do some sort of a dialogue. It is necessary. So I know you guys have tried that before, and I know they are watching duty bearers, yes?
Well, anyway, we are here to serve the young people, and then we are elected by the young people, and then we are here to also advance what they need. Again, it's very important that duty bearers watch, so that we'll tell them what we feel as young people. I would say this clearly, that we have tried to engage the President directly and to the Minister of Youth and Sport to have a courtesy call discussion with him, because he's the head of state. And then I must also say that it is young people that bring about this change, and it was also young people that defended this change during the political impasse that we have here. So it's very important that we reflect our memories on those issues. We've tried to engage the President, but as of now, we are yet to have a discussion space. Yes, but we have engaged him, informally and indirectly during, I would say, the Youth Connect that we had, that we did recently. This is where, in fact, the petition is being picked from, I think by one journalist or so, that
I think it was a Stone Circle or something.
The Stone Circle, right. So, so these are, in fact, not direct engagement, but these are indirect engagement. But these are also avenues whereas we can also pour out what we feel that we need and what are the issues that young people are facing. So, but when it comes to direct engagement, no, we haven't.
You haven't, because you guys tried, but they did not give you the room.
But
to actually meet him and talk to him about these things.
I think it's also something that the government also needs to pay attention to, because if we are young people and if we are an act of parliament and then we represent the greater chunk of this population, I don't see why the delay to meet the head of state. Then we have other partners outside that come and within a snap of a finger and you're able to meet the President. So this is a call for concern, and I think I want duty bearers to take note that we don't need to wait for 6 months or 8 months to see our President. So
Lamin, just the last time when I invited chairman Dembo Kambi and Lamin Dabo, I was having a discussion with them concerning the fact that the president has a person who advises him on youth matters. And then I asked Dembo and Lamin, do you guys in any way advise the president when it comes to youth matters? They are like, no, he already has somebody who is advising him on youth matters, not the National Youth Council. So when he said that, I was surprised, and and they told me that they have no connection with the youth advisor to the president, like who is advising on youth matters. They have no, the National Youth Council has no connection. So for me, I thought that the National Youth Council gives that particular individual issues that are happening there so that that particular individual can filter. So when they told me that that is not in existence, I was disappointed at some point, because that is exactly what I thought that was happening. So which means, is that still the case? Just to confirm.
Yeah, I would say clearly that the president has the powers, as the constitution dictates, to choose anybody that he wants.
That is
to be
correct.
An advisor. But when it comes to the reality, you know, you cannot, of course, pick, for example, a man to advise you on issues of women. It doesn't tally.
Okay.
So I say this categorically clear that, you know, if you want a youth advisor, and if you want, you know, advices that really affects
young people
or the concerns of young people, get a young person, or better still, get someone who works with the young people. The former Minister of Youth and Sport, that is currently, I believe, is the youth advisor to the president, that is Honorable Henry Gomez. Yes, he was the former Minister of Youth and Sport. You know, he might have one or two ideas about young people, but that doesn't reflect entirely of who we are, because, you know, he's beyond the youth age. He was, you know, when he was a young person, you know, the realities then and the realities now are different. So I would advise and I would encourage to have young people, you know, who see the realities now to be advising the president. So coming back to the other level also, what we do also as a council is to advise government through the Ministry of Youth and Sport. And even at the level of the assembly, as we speak, not to our notice as a council that we have a representative at the level of the National Assembly. We don't. Because what happened during the nomination, you know, we put our position paper that, okay, this, we also, you know, we've identified,
like fact, nominated.
What we do, we in fact submitted names to the president through the SG, so that if you're doing this consultation, it will be wise also, and it will be nice to engage the council, you know, for at least for an effective representation. But that never come into play. I've engaged one time the former National Assembly member, that's Honorable Yakuma Jete, and then at that time she assumed to be the youth representative.
At that time,
yeah. So the question
was it said that she's the youth representative specifically, or not?
No, there was no particular or an official document that says that.
Okay, she was just maybe saying.
She assumed that she's young. She's a young person,
so she can stand for young people.
She can. But that's not what we need, because if you are representing us, you know, you either have to come from us, you know, or we
or you coordinate with us.
So we don't see that as a representative of.
And she's not there anymore at the end of the day.
So you've seen how insecure that can definitely be.
So which means you guys, what you need is a specific person to say that this is our youth representative.
For example, like at the local level. This time around, if you go to each and every municipality or area council, you know, young people that are represented are from us. You know, we identify them and we put their names forward, and you know, the chairman or the mayors or whatsoever, you know, pick them up. So tomorrow you cannot just get them out, because they are not people that you bring in person. They are people that, you know, and
whatever happens, you can make reference to those people that you were brought here, and then some sort of a dialogue can come out of it. So I think that's good. So let's talk about the main thing why we're here. That is the petition. I know you guys. There are three things that you guys put forward. That is the mobility. You guys need your own space. And again, you need young people to be part of international delegations going. So let's talk about the space issue. How is that going right now? You guys are renting. How expensive is it? Is it comfortable there at the National Youth Council? How is it going?
Well, first, for the issue of comfortable, it is not completely comfortable, because we are renting in a story building, so the young people that are physically challenged cannot access the office. So that's not comfortable at all for us, and it's also a private property. So we are not also comfortable because, you know, I mean, this is the Gambia. You know, everybody wants to live in their own home. Yeah. So why is it that the National Youth Council of the Gambia, which is a government institution, renting in the Gambia? So this has been happening for the past 19 years, and then we've cried out since the former government, and then nothing has changed. And
but Lamin, I mean, you guys are not the only public institution renting, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you would understand, you would see the realities, because then you would understand that it's not only us. So these are issues that we need to bring out. We need to, you know, refresh the memories of our leaders that this is what is this. You need to wake up to these realities. So it doesn't, you know, to me, you cannot keep on renting in someone else's property. What happens today if the person says you need to leave my house? So what do we do as a council? So it's a serious thing, and we are not comfortable at all. In fact, the space is not in fact quite sufficient for the staffs and all the young people that comes in and out of the office. So definitely this is something that, you know, the young people of the Gambia are really crying out for.
So the space issue, justifying, you did give few justifications. That is, physically challenged people cannot reach there, and they need to reach there. They can't meet separately somewhere else. I think just that justification is a brilliant one. I'm not taking sides anyway, just to make things clear.
But in fact, you look at the resources that you spend in paying rent every year. That also could have been, you know, factored in somewhere else. So that will save cost, and also in fact, it can maximize some other input somewhere else.
Someplace else. Okay, so let's talk about the importance of having young people in international delegations. I saw a post by somebody the last time. I screenshotted. I wanted to put it on my status, but I changed my mind. Basically, the person wrote that young people are not trying to work, they're not trying to volunteer, but they're trying to be opportunists, meaning the issue of this per diem issue, we come to that all the time. The fact that people travel to get money, they don't travel because they want to travel, or okay, there's something that I want to learn from there and come and impact. You know, so when that person actually posted that, I'm like, is this true? But anyway, I'll bring it to the youth dialogue so that we discuss it. Do young people travel because of the money attached to these travels, or is it because they travel because it's from their heart, or is it for something that they believe in? So, and you guys are fighting for young people to be part of international delegations. Let's talk about this.
Good. The first question is, do young people travel because of the per diem? I will tell you this clearly.
Like trying to be opportunist for
most of the opportunities that are available out there, young people take their time and their resources and their energy to apply. You know, and when they apply, they are shortlisted out of the whole number of young people that applies. So that again, that's not per diem, that's passion. That's your interest as a young person. So that defeats the purpose of per diem. You understand?
And just the fact that you got up and applied.
Yes. You got up and apply. That's the passion. That's what you have as a young person. And the other thing also is, you know, when I was from Yali, in fact, we had a discussion, and every young person of the Gambia that lives here and represents Gambia somewhere else, you would see either from the Facebook page of the person or the social media interaction what the person is doing out there. You know, the impact that the person is making. Tell me, have you ever seen any government official travel outside and post on a page that we are doing this, we are working on this, or in fact, you know, get to the public as to this is what we are doing, and also so you can only see that in young people. So you understand that the passion and the zeal to deliver, it's there. And you know, young people still don't have per diem. It's only when partners come on board and support, which is very difficult in fact for government to come and support. Because normally as a youth council, when we go to the ministry, they will tell you that the traveling votes are over. Because, you know, the youth and sport is a very big ministry. We have both sports and youth. So you look at also the traveling interest of sport is quite higher than young people. So most of the times, before young people get to the ministry, the votes have been exhausted. So it's a challenge that we face. But sometimes young people sacrifice their own resources and they get air tickets and they move. So this is not also per diem. This is interest and what they have at heart for this country. And I must say that Gambia across Africa is the only country that what we do in this country is celebrated everywhere. Gambia is the first country that had the National Youth Council, where in fact other countries are coming into the Gambia rather to do a case study on how we work and how close we are with partners, especially the UN system. So you understand that it's not a matter of interest, of money or resources whatsoever, but it's what we have at heart as young people.
Anyway, I just saw that post, so I said it's important to discuss. But then, Lamin, you must agree with Tamid. Sometimes, once in a while, you see, you've never come across anywhere where you feel like this young people is doing this because of some specific opportunity.
Yeah, but
because sometimes we need to balance things.
No,
we have to tell these young people the truth because they are watching. We tell them the truth. Sometimes they might feel guilty and say, "Oh, harama change" or something.
People are different. For example, like I will take a case scenario of myself. You know, I've volunteered for this country on free basis for the past 10 years. In fact, more than 10 years of my life. I started with the Gambia Red Cross, where we work, we do community cleansing exercise and everything. We did all of this for free of charge. So you look at, this is what developed me today. And this is why, you know, in fact, I can stand all out and say that, okay, we've done this for our country. So it's a different thing. People have different interests. Others might want to travel because of opportunities, but others want to travel because of the impact they want to bring down to the Gambia. So, you know, we can balance, but it's a different thing. Yeah,
but anyway, like you said before, if you see them travel, you see activities on their social medias.
Yes.
Even if they travel for a specific opportunity, however bad, they will have a little bit of impact. That's just the networking. And
that alone is a monitoring tool, because at the end of the day, when I'm here and you travel to the US, for example, let's say you travel to the US and I see what you're doing, I see, you know, the importance of what you're doing. So that alone, in fact, that's a report. You are sending a report.
Exactly.
So, you know, these are the realities.
Okay. So viewers, Lamin BC is saying that government officials, when you travel, show us what you're doing wherever country that you are, or if you're going for any meeting, show us on social media that this is what we're doing. Show us the impacts, because young people, according to him, are showing the impact of the things that they're doing when they travel. So it's important to include young people in some of these international delegations. Maybe you're talking about maybe Commonwealth meetings, what kind of meetings specifically? Because I know you have in mind very important meetings that you feel that young people should be part of, because they can't be part of all international delegations. So you can give us few, so that if they are watching, they will know that this is what we are pointing at.
Delegation that requires youth participation, you don't need other person to attend other than young people. Like in most of the times, what we attend is what we lobby for. You know, we applied and we connect, we network, and we bring it down. For example, let's look at the UN General Assembly. In 2017, the discussion around the UN General Assembly was on young people. You know, the entire year, you know, it was dedicated to young people. And then the Gambia government left with no single young person in their delegation. So, and then the speech that in fact the president did during the UN General Assembly in 2017 was all about young people. And at the same time, there was no young person in the delegation. So, you know, in fact, this was a serious question. And then, you know, how comes we are not represented? In 2018, you know, we wrote, we engaged them through the Minister of Foreign Affairs. And then, unfortunately, there was no young person also included. Even the minister himself was not in fact included in the delegation.
The Minister for Youth and Sport.
Yeah, so you would understand that when we say that the government is not taking young people serious, you know, we have very genuine basis, because if you say young people are in the forefront, if you say young people are the pillars, if you say young people are this, but the question is, wait a minute, when you were going here and you're supposed to go with young people, you did not go with them. So I'm glad that we have met certain developments, but you know, the response towards young people is really, really slow.
Yeah. You talked about mobility too. What about the mobility issue? But I saw a few cars, because I can remember the last time I was traveling with Youth Against Irregular Migration, and I saw you guys gave them a vehicle. And you give vehicles to some sub-organizations if they're having their activities. So the mobility aspect is not as bad as maybe the space, is it? But it was donated by the Chinese embassy.
No, it's very bad. It's completely bad, because the vehicles that we have at the level of the council, these are vehicles given to us by partners. For example, the one that the executive director is using, it was given to us by UNFPA. the minivan, and then the one that you were referring to was given to us by the Chinese embassy. Could you imagine? Partners from outside giving. In fact, the satellite institutions under the Ministry of Youth and Sport don't have vehicle. And we've seen the government displaying vehicles out to other people, to other, individuals. But how comes you said that young people are the cream. You said the young people, are everything in your developmental agendas or whatsoever. Even a single vehicle, you've not even assigned to the Youth Council to facilitate. Because if you don't have a vehicle, how would you mobile? How would you get to young people at the far end of Basse? How would you get to my fellow Kiemkas? So, these are serious realities that are happening. And then these are things that we need to reflect the government on. So I think these things are serious, and the president, I would start from him, going down to the entire ministry, should really need to look at these things. But one thing I forgot to say is the issue of lands. In fact, we've received a notification, I think about a couple of days ago, that they've identified a particular space for us just near the airport junction, which we are yet to confirm. But we will engage the government. And we'll look at
I would love to know.
If these are the realities.
I would love to know if you guys confirmed. And do you think that's a good location, maybe?
Well, for us, we only requested for a land. Even at Basse, we would go, so long as it's in the country.
As long as it's land.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is it. But I know you have small offices up country. You don't even have that?
In fact, all of them. We have in all the regions. We have our offices in all regions, in all constituencies. We have our offices there. So these are not, in fact, physically, made offices or so. These are just committees that are present in each village, in each district, in each constituency and each region. So we in fact, we are more decentralized than the government itself. Obviously. All
right. Obviously. He's saying it. My guess is saying it. Anyway, you're free. Anyway, let's talk about Lamin, the issue of community centers. I know one time that was an issue. The issue of community centers, area councils being in charge of youth centers or community centers, and the list goes on. How far have you guys gone in terms of with the National Youth Council in terms of trying to facilitate that? Because there's this one time I knew it was heated in relation to the fact that these community centers or youth centers should be given to the young people directly, but not being controlled by different area councils. How far is that?
Yeah, but because there are different names. If you say community, that belongs to the community.
Yeah, but is it youth centers? Because sometimes people just say community.
But if it is youth center, it belongs to the young people.
Particularly,
like
the one in Janjambure, for instance.
In fact, I
that
think
was an issue.
Yeah, that was an issue. But I'm happy that the youth chairperson in Janjambure was able to, portray very good leadership skills, and then it was handed over to them. And also, as we speak, we've also very soon that we will also inaugurate the one in North Bank region. Likewise, the one also in Basse.
All right.
But for KM, we have a problem because we don't have youth centers. All we have is community centers.
But so sometimes these community centers, people call it youth centers.
Yeah, it's the language dialects of the community. But
anyway, time constraints. I wish this conversation continued because it's a good one here with Lamin BCZ. But Lamin, sometimes do you sit down and feel like you want a young person to be the Minister of Youth and Sport? Sometimes does that come to your mind? Obviously,
during the Banjul Plus 10, that was held here in 2016, during the closing ceremony, and then someone raised this question. I think it was a young person from the Gambia, that if you look at the high table from the Vice President down, all the ministries that were representing young people are not youth. And then this was the question asked, look, it's high time that if you say you're going to be you will be the Minister of Youth and Sport, you need to be a young person. But you look at the context of the Gambia. Ministerial positions are political positions. These are political appointments. So the president appoints whosoever he feels like. But we also want him to reflect his mind that you have young people within your followers. So if they have potential, why not give them the opportunity? Why not give them the chance to deliver for young people rather than having people that are not used to deliver for young people?
The last time I invited Idrissa, is it Idrissa Nyan of Gene Gambia? He was talking about having an alliance for young people. I'm like, okay, if Lamin comes here, let's talk about this quickly. He said an alliance for young people, and then later kind of turn it into a political party. As a member of the Youth Council, how do you see this? We already have the Youth Council. He has an idea of having a youth alliance whereby it can be changed to to a political party later. So what's your take?
Yeah, it is. In fact, it is. We have the Not Too Young to Run going, and then currently we also have the Inter-Party Youth Committee. These were all facilitated by partners, for example, like the IRI and the National Youth Council. So these are ongoing, and then at least what we've also did was, after all elections, both the National Assembly and the local government, we are able to bring all of these young people that are into political position,
I hosted them here.
To try to introduce to them to the youth policies or to instruments that we have as young people, so that they will not only be there for young people, but of course for the general public as well.
So you agree that it's a good idea to have a political party?
No, why not? Why not? Why? Because it's either you get carried away by politics, or in fact you carry politics along with you.
Okay, it seems like young people are not ready to clap anymore.
Yeah, no, definitely we are not. We are not. We want to be at the forefront now. We are not too young to lead.
I'm liking this. Lamin, I wish this conversation continued. It was a very good one. So we just have to wrap it up. Final words, and then we wrap it up.
Well, basically, I would just say that we are a developmental institution, so we cannot have everything out of, within a snap of a finger. But the work continues, and we will continue to engage the government, and we will also continue on our discussions. And then we want to make sure that we serve at least every young person everywhere.
Okay. Yeah. And like I said before, Lamin, if you feel that you're doing well, go ahead, go for a second term if you feel you're doing well.
No,
if it's worth it.
I'm not sure I'll do that.
Yeah, but anyway, I know a lot of young people out there are capable, like you said.
Sure.
It is important to give opportunities to other young people.
Of course,
so that's your decision, but I'll be monitoring. I'll be monitoring you closely.
All right, and
viewers, we have the U report here. I think her name is Sarah again, but sometimes sometimes the surname skips. But anyway, she's here, and we are going to talk about what the U report is about and what it entails, how to subscribe. I know we will do a demonstration here, which was your idea, but it's very good. She'll be here in a few minutes, and then we will talk about the U report. Stay tuned.
The Gambia is faced with female genital mutilation, child marriage, child labor, and irregular migration. Such can be discussed through this, the U report. Everybody come, it's time to celebrate. Here comes a platform to elevate. Young people, U report is connecting. Facebook, Twitter, sign up and get in. It's a tool for community participation. Talk about the issue one to any nation. Issues like health, hygiene, water, sanitation, unemployment, AIDS, outbreaks, education. Once you sign up, you'll be a U reporter and can chat with other U reporters. Send your stories, they will check and send it back to you. Who are you? You are you, the U reporter. You and UNICEF, NGOs, civil society, country leaders, development partners, Ministry of Information, National Youth Council. This can help them understand and know what we need. You can join with no cost. This is voluntary.
Welcome back, viewers. Like I said before, we will be having the project manager of the U report, who is Sarah Calvo. She's right here with me. We'll be discussing what the U report is about, how the activities happen, and we will also do a demonstration as to how to subscribe with your QCell line. So I'm so happy that she's here. Like we always say, anything that has to do with young people, we discuss it here on the U Dialogue. Welcome to the show for the first time.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I know I read few things about the U report, and I kind of know what it is, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to talk to us, to educate all of us about what the U report is really about.
So U report is a mobile empowerment platform that is run by, it's sponsored by UNICEF and the National Youth Council, and it seeks to connect young people with the country leaders and to influence decisions.
Okay.
Your report works via SMS, is free of cost for the users, it's anonymous, and it's voluntarily.
Okay.
So, which means that you can register using your QCell line
Okay.
just by sending the word join,
Okay.
JOIN, to 1234 for free, and then following the steps.
Okay.
During the registration, no name is
Yeah.
required.
So sorry, Sarah. We're gonna do that. So yes. So you said
Join,
I'm gonna send a text message.
yes, with
I'm
your
gonna
QCell
send
line.
a text message with my QCell line. I'm gonna send it to 1234. 1234, and then text join.
Join,
Okay.
JOIN,
And that's it.
and that's it. And
And I'm part of the conversation.
kind of. Then you will have some questions
Okay.
asking which is your gender, your age, and your location.
Okay.
And afterwards, you will be receiving different polls on different topics,
Okay.
such as education, health, migration, employment, environment, anything.
Okay.
And we expect people to reply to these questions
Okay.
in an honest way.
All right.
The results then of these polls will be shared with the committee of partners that is running your report, including the National Youth Council, government, Ministry of Youth, of Health, of basic and secondary education, etc. Also private sector, in
Okay.
which also QCell is part of this committee
Okay.
of partners. Civil society, NGOs, and
Okay.
UN sister agencies. The results will be used for improving the programs of the partners involved, also for increasing advocacy, raising awareness of community issues, and a long list. And not only that, but your report is accountable and transparent, so
Okay.
all the results...
Yeah, I was gonna ask about how transparent it is, how you guys come into conclusion when it comes to issues. Is it in the form of statistics or?
Yes. All the results will be afterwards analyzed,
Okay.
and they will be published on real time in our website, which is gambia.ureport.in,
Okay.
where everybody, absolutely everybody, including you,
Yeah.
can just access the webpage and see the results. And the results will be disaggregated by gender, data, and location.
Okay.
Gender, age, and location.
Okay.
And it's accessible for everyone. All the messages that are sent through your report are completely confidential.
Okay.
Only UNICEF has access to them, but the results all compiled together, they will be published.
Okay.
So everything that you're sending in your report is completely safe.
Okay. I was gonna ask about that too. Like maybe somebody can send something and does not want a third party also to know what you're trying to send. So you're trying to tell us that young people can make complaints about certain things and then it's confidential.
Exactly.
It's transparent. as
Exactly,
well.
because individual messages, they are confidential. We just publish like when all the results are
The
gathered.
content of it.
Yeah, but what you're saying as an individual is completely confidential.
Okay.
And nobody has access to that except UNICEF.
All right, perfect. So far, what are some of the complaints? I know it has been on for a while. So far, what are some of the things that you've been receiving more? What is on the concentration so far? Is it education, gender, health, or what?
So we just launched last month during the 3rd Pan-African Youth Conference. And the first poll that we sent was actually asking to the young people what they wanted to discuss on the platform. They were given several options, including education, migration, health, employment. And most of the people, like the vast majority of the people, answered that they would like to discuss all of the above, but especially education.
Okay.
So the first poll that we sent afterwards, it was on education and why do they think that people is dropping out of school?
Okay.
Because currently in the Gambia there is 180,000 children out of school, and this is a big number. So we asked them which reasons do they feel that pushed people to leave school.
Okay. So far, any answers?
Yes.
Yeah. Talk to us about that. I know they are watching.
Yes,
all the
yes.
time. Yeah.
So it's very interesting because since data is disaggregated by, as I said, gender, location, and age. For example, for females, the main reason of why people is dropping out of school is because early marriage or pregnancy.
Okay.
While for boys is back way, for taking the back way, or because studying is too expensive.
Okay.
So the questions, they vary, and the answers, they vary depending on different factors. But based on this, we will try to improve and target better our programs.
Okay, with that. So I know, is this your first time coming to the Gambia?
Yes, although I've been here already like for 7 months.
Okay, so now that you're here for 7 months, I would like to know what is your assessment of young people of this country? How do you see the young people of this country in relation to their participation in national development? And the list goes on. I feel that 7 months can be enough to give me a proper assessment of that.
So personally, I'm working very closely with National Youth Council for this Europort thing, and I'm also the youth focal point for UNICEF. And what I see from all the events that I'm attending and all the people that I'm meeting is that actually Gambian youth is very proactive. You have a lot of platforms and a lot of spaces where you can see many Gambians with very good ideas. Like, for example, I was in the Youth Connect a few months back in the lounge, where it was like a pitch of different young persons, like
the pitching competition.
Yes, yes, and they really had very great ideas. I think that the future is bright for the Gambia with these people. Okay,
but do you have any recommendations too for them? Because coming from another country, having to meet them here, I know for now you must know some of the little problems that we have in the Gambia in relation to young people and stuff. Because Lamin BCC was here. The National Youth Council filed a petition against the government because they feel like there are certain things that they deserve that they're not having from the government. For example, mobility, for example, space, and then they don't get the opportunity, according to him, to travel with delegates for certain meetings that has to do with young people.
I cannot discuss on that previous interview.
Yeah.
But my what I would say to the Gambian youth is just keep going, like as you're doing right now. Make your voice heard. That's the most important thing, because what is true that what I feel sometimes is Gambians normally they try to be very pleasant with the people, and normally they don't express what they are truly thinking.
Okay.
But I think like with platforms like this one, which is also Europort, which is also linked with the Children's Parliament, Gambian youth they are going to start to having a voice in national development, which is very important.
Okay, so I guess that is it. Everything is clear about what the Europort is. I'll start contributing myself, and I'll encourage other young people to contribute, because I really think that is a safe space for young people where they have the chance to talk about everything that they want to talk about, and the fact that it's transparent and the person's identity wouldn't be exposed is a good thing, because sometimes you try to get some people come here and talk about things they don't want to because they feel like it's on TV. But with the Europort, they can send a message, their faces are not there, but their ideas and opinions are there. So I think this is really a brilliant initiative, and I know it's in existence in other countries too.
Exactly, it's already working in another 54 countries.
Okay.
It has more than 6.5 million registered users all over the world, and in some countries such as Liberia or Sierra Leone or Nigeria, it's proving to be like a very effective tool during decision-making processes and policy designing. Okay. So that's what we are also expecting to happen here in the Gambia.
I think this is timely, and considering the fact that we are from a very difficult time, young people have had a lot of things that they can talk about, so this is an opportunity. So thank you so much, Sarah, for coming to the Youth Dialogue. We really appreciate it, and the Youth Dialogue, like I always say, it's basically open. I call it one of the safe spaces for young people in the country, because they come here and talk about issues affecting them. So don't hesitate if you guys have any development in relation to the Europort that is of benefit to young people of this country. Don't hesitate to give me a call and be here. Final words before we leave.
Just remember, you can register just by sending the word JOIN, JOIN, to 1234, and make yourself make your voice heard.
Yeah, very important. Thank you so much, Sarah, for making it to the Youth Dialogue. Viewers, before I leave, just to give you a reminder that this outfit is provided by Rugis Creation. She's right there in Banjul. Sarah, you should work there sometime.
I will.
Yeah,
I will.
Yeah, you should work there sometime. She's a young person, a young entrepreneur doing extremely well. So it's good to support our own sometimes. It's very necessary. So viewers, till I come your way next week with another exciting episode with young people doing extremely well across the country. Bye for now.